And it's a familiar story. He wanted something romantic. She, on the other hand, said she only saw him as a friend. Here's the unfamiliar part. He's now suing her for $2 million because she friend-zoned him. This is happening in Singapore. According to court documents, the man claims the rejection has, quote, caused him sustained trauma, leading to a dip in his earning capacity. The woman is contesting the $2.3 million lawsuit, which is scheduled to be heard in Singapore's High Court next week. The Washington Post points out that, quote, the lawsuit illustrates a challenge faced by women around the world, that men sometimes feel entitled to their affection. Just an incredible situation. Kristen Gibbons-Fendon is an MSNBC legal analyst, and she joins me now. Kristen, this is a confusing and sort of hard story to even understand that it's in the courts. What are the chances of this man seeing a dime from the legal action he's taking against this woman for simply not wanting to be in a relationship with him?
You know, based on your last segment, I think I might have a better chance of scoring Beyonce tickets than this man getting a dime out of this lawsuit. And that's because there simply is just no merit here. There is no legally recognized harm in being placed in the friend zone. And quite frankly, this lawsuit is so ridiculous in the States and even as it is posed currently in Singapore, that if there wasn't a victim on the other side being harassed and being intimidated, the meritless nature of this suit would be laughable.
I mean, it's so true that there really is someone that's being targeted here. I want to ask you, though, that there's a gender advocacy group in Singapore that's calling out this man's sense of entitlement and says that he really believes that his actions constitute harassment. At this point, has this crossed the line, and can the courts in Singapore do anything about it?
You know, the court in Singapore kind of did do something about it by throwing out his prior lawsuit. But looking at this case on an individual basis, I wouldn't be surprised if the court did dismiss this lawsuit just like it did the prior one. But what we really want is an institutional change. And I think that's really the shift that people are looking for. And in the last 5 years, for example, the Prime Minister of Singapore was actually successful in 2 defamation suits that he brought against 2 of his critics. So unfortunately in Singapore, and quite frankly in the States as well, the claim of defamation is often weaponized to silence and intimidate victims and survivors. Just like what it's doing now, we're hopeful that, you know, the courts will keep dismissing it. But again, it needs to be an institutional change, not just an individual change.
And you bring up the issue of intimidation. I'm wondering what more we know about this woman's thinking, whether or not she's concerned, remember even that there should be concern there, that this might turn into something even more sinister, given the fact that she had to already get a restraining order against this man.
Yeah, you know, we have little knowledge of the facts of everything underlying this. But the fact that she went and sought out a restraining order is indicative of how fearful she feels for her own personal safety. And that is extremely important. Think about it this way. Not only did this man weaponize the court system once against her, but twice. And she knows him from being in a friend relationship with him. So she knows what's best for her personal safety, and her actions indicate such.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this is, I mean, a case we're going to have to definitely keep watching. MSNBC legal analyst Kristen Gibbons-Fendon, thank you so much for making the time to be here.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.